down to the Daily Dodge TV studio with Terry Bell for today's community comment.
Thank you so much, Jake, and welcome everyone to today's edition of Community Comment. We're going to spend the first half hour of our show speaking with Horicon Mayor Josh Maas. And if you have a question or a comment for the mayor, we invite you to join the conversation. You can call us or text us at 920-887-8585, or you can call the WBEV studio line at 885-4446. Josh Maas, thanks for joining us on Community Comments.
Thank you.
A number of changes are happening at City Hall in Horicon these days, and you tell me that they're aimed at improving customer service.
Yeah, we're pretty proud of our changes in customer service. I guess the foundation to our changes was actually just kind of like room renovation. So all four of our employees, so our two up front, like our assistant clerks are right there up front. We kind of took down that glass that kind of separated our residents from the office. And both our clerk and our treasurer are out in the middle there in a more wide open space that allows the residents to come in, not only talk to the assistant clerks up front, but as needed, go back and actually talk to our city clerk or our city treasurer, who's also called our director of finance. So we took all the old filing cabinets that kind of took up the majority of that middle space there and put them into the old mayor's office and made this workspace for the ladies there so they can, do their research, do their filing, and have a room that's dedicated to that. It's also a quiet room if you need to do a Teams meeting or if you need to be on a Zoom training or whatever. And then we just moved the mayor's office, which is basically used by everyone else, and kind of moved it into the old clerk treasurer space. I didn't design this. We let the staff that are there all day, every day, take control on what kind of room they wanted. They designed it, mainly Teresa, so shout out to Teresa. And it looks amazing. And one of the things that we really try to do with our City Hall staff downtown is understand and be there during the hours that are posted for City Hall being open. And it's a rough job. People are coming down, they're mad, hell, I live there. I don't like my bills sometimes too. But we really worked hard on understanding that we need to have the customer service to our residents. The residents not only pay our bills, they pay the bills of that building, but a lot more can be accomplished by being nice. There are even nice ways to say no. There's nice ways to say, I'm sorry, but there's also a good way to say, we'll try. And a lot of these times where we've always just said, no, we'll try. We'll look into it. Give us a second to see what we can do. A lot of times the answer may end up still being no, but at least we put the effort in to see why we're saying no. And I think the customer service focus of our staff downtown, it's happening. It's real. They're doing great. I couldn't be more proud and more excited on the work that City Hall has been up to, especially with the changes of duty. We're trying to drastically update our processes. We're not trying to be the most technologically savvy small town city hall in Wisconsin. We're just trying to catch back up to everybody else. And there are growing pains in that. But I think we're getting there, we're catching up, and now a lot of our processes are back to at least what's more commonplace statewide. So I'm pretty excited.
So the technology upgrades that you mentioned, did this have to be budgeted for? Are your staff getting, better hardware, better software?
Very good question. A lot of the software, the hardware is hardware. I mean, that was there. A lot of the software we're already paying for. There's all these different modules in some of these programs like Cassell that, they're there. We could have used them. We didn't use them. Let's try using them. And so far, it's been pretty good. And I think our other department heads love the ability of potentially having the ability to see their budgets in real time. And I'm sure the treasurer loves the fact that those people can't mess with it because it's read only. You know, just a lot of little things like that, just trying to make everything smoother for everybody. We've also implemented a few more ways to be able to pay your bills online. We've always had a version of it, but now there's multiple versions of it. So we're just, like I said, all these things that we take for granted everywhere else, we're just trying to catch up to them.
Sure.
And we're getting there.
Okay. So I say I live in Horicon. I have some business at City Hall. How would I notice the changes? What would be different than before?
Very good question. I think the very first thing you're going to notice are smiles. I know that sounds absolutely facetious, but they do smile when you come in. I don't know if they're always happy to see you, but they at least show it on their face that they're happy to see you. And that's a big change right there. It's more of the effort and the person, I guess the person and the personality changes. That's the big difference. Physically, it's the same space. It's been Horicon City Hall since 1965. The room looks a little different, but it's more of an attitude change, and it's been, I think, welcomed by the community.
Okay, great. Was that the result of some training, or was that encouraged in-house? Was there some turnover in staff?
A lot of it was encouraged. You know, the training would have been more job-based training, like you said, the new software and stuff like that. But a lot of it is just changes on how we want to do stuff. And just trying to make it a much more pleasant experience. It's not always pleasant. I'm not going to lie and say everything's perfect all the time. No one believes that, even if I said it a million times. There are days where it's hard. There are going to be conversations that get ugly, and that's just normal with anyone. I don't like paying taxes. I don't like when my bill is more than it was last month. But what we're trying to do is at least give the reason why instead of saying tough. You know, this is how it is. We're just trying to explain why it can go bad. And sometimes, you know, people go down, talk to an assistant clerk or something like that. It needs to elevate. A lot of times conversations need to elevate up to the next person in order to try to get some kind of either conflict resolution or an answer. And the process is becoming a lot easier and a lot quicker.
Very good. We need to take a quick break here, but we'll be right back. You're listening to Community Comment on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. It's Jake Hayes. Welcome back to Community Comment. We're talking to Horicon Mayor Josh Maas, and we have a caller on the line. Caller, you're on Community Comment with Horicon Mayor Josh Maas. Good morning.
Caller, you are on the air if you are still there. All right, we don't have the signal, but I think we lost them or they are not by their phone.
Okay, yeah, cell signals especially drop out at times. So that caller or anybody else is welcome to join the program at 920-887-8585 or our studio line at 885-4446. The city recently got some good news. You're going to get some help from the state with your wastewater treatment plant, and that's going to be very helpful.
Yep. Just make sure that everyone understands it's not $40 million. We're to get about $3.1 million in grants also towards that, too. I don't want to break down too much into the mathematics and the budgeting for that yet because we just had our meeting with Ehlers and the DNR yesterday. Our treasurer and Cody, our DPW director of utilities, along with Ehlers, are still working on those final numbers. But the one thing I do want to bring up, I'm going to bring it up again in 2 weeks when we're here and online, is that your total bill will not go up 40%, will not go up 60%. Each of our utility bills are broken down into your water usage, your water rate, your sewer usage, your sewer rate, your garbage rate, and your fire protection. This wastewater treatment plant will affect your sewer rate, so one of those 6 lines, and maybe the flat rate a little bit. So of your total bill, which has 6 different line items on it, the rates that we're increasing to on our sewer rate will only affect 1 or 2 of those separate line items. The other line items won't change with this wastewater treatment plant. But I'm just asking everyone's patience to see what these numbers actually come out to. So that's going to be our big thing. Like I said, we still have meetings. We still have a council meeting on the 27th. We got to get all those ducks lined up before we make any real announcements on it. Because I don't want to give any false information.
Of course. But in general, can you speak to, how this is going to make things better, why this wastewater treatment plant is necessary?
Our wastewater treatment plant, as everyone in Horicon knows, is over 40 years old. Every community around us, Mayville, Iron Ridge just announced it in the paper. They've done it. Juneau, Lomira. Right now, all of us pretty much got ours at the same time the first time when I was a little kid. And we're all kind of in the same boat to upgrade ours now. Ours in particular, I'm not throwing any old administrations under the bus. There's ways we could have done this earlier. It would have been a lot less costly at this point. Probably would have helped also at the same time if we would have done some sewer rate increases over time so we had a little more of a nest egg for when we got to this point, because this point, I guess replacing the wastewater treatment plant was inevitable. And Horicon's needs a little bit, a little extra because we have very large industries in our town that require extra work on phosphate removal and stuff like that. It's also at the point where a capacity issue. Now, can we take on some more homes? Yes. But with our current capacity, we couldn't take on a new business. A business that required a lot of water. We have capacity issues, we have, phosphate issues, and we're at the point now, too, with our current technology, which obviously is not current technology, that we would be subject to some pretty serious fines if we weren't in the process of getting it. We're not putting out bad water or anything like that, but as everyone knows, regulations can change every administration and this and that, so we're just trying to get ahead of it. And our city engineers, our MSA, and our utility staff, which is Cody and Noah and Matt and Josh and John, they kind of plan this to be in a way where 10, 15 years out from now, the things that are most likely to be, that are needing to be replaced, can be replaced. So they're doing this in a way that it's not always all or nothing. So not like, okay, we're doing it now. 40 years from now, we have to do this big giant thing again. it's set up in a way where in 10, 12 years, we can replace those things that need to be replaced and keep cycling it so it could be more of a not, I guess, a retrofit. It's set up to be scalable as well. So we're pretty excited about it.
Absolutely. We just have a few minutes left together. I was wondering if there's anything else you wanted to mention to the people of Horicon that you feel they ought to know.
Yeah,
I would like to know.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. Thank you again for really going out and stopping in and enjoying our new restaurants in town, our new businesses. Regardless of what party affiliation you are in, it was pretty neat to have, a sitting governor come to Horicon and go to your nice small little bakery there and, and just check it out. That was, regardless of what party, I'm not in any party, I'm independent as anybody can be. But no matter who the governor would have been, I would have been there. It's not for me to look like I'm in a picture. It's me to support that business. And our business was super excited that the governor was there. So I'm there to support the business. And so were our alder people. And so was our school superintendent. And so was our Marshman Foundation president. I appreciate all the people in town that go out and support our local businesses, our local companies, our school. And on that note, I know it's not a secret, I put it online, but we're really efforting hard to have Cobblestone Inn come to Horicon, get our first real, upper mid-scale chain hotel in Horicon. Right. Yeah, and that's in the old Hardee's parking lot. I know some people have said that there's no way in hell it's going to fit. Yeah, it not only fits, there's going to be still a lot of green space around it. It actually fits it like a glove. And the companies that would utilize this the most for business travelers are awfully excited that they, the people that are coming to see them in Horicon can walk across the bridge rather than drive in from West Bend or drive in from Beaver Dam or drive in from Mayville. Today would have been a great example.
Yeah, for sure. But I guess, it's as good for Horicon in the sense that you have business travelers coming to town to do business. Where are they staying now? Majority
of them are staying West Bend, Fond du Lac, or Beaver Dam.
Right. So,
and now they would be staying here. And that benefits our restaurants, it would benefit Subway and Quick Trip across the street. It would benefit The Rock all the way out to the spot. And how many of them are walkable from that hotel? I can't. And Blue Heron, which is just an excellent business, where we do our boat, sorry, I didn't mean that by that, Troy. But our city's boat tour, Blue Heron, man, there's going to be people that are going to stay there, jump on that. And it's right next to Bowling Green Park where our really nice ADA kayak launch is. So you can kayak the marsh. Yeah, the location cannot be beat for all these people that can do foot traffic in downtown Horicon.
Very good. Josh Maas, I'm afraid we're out of time, but it's been good to visit with you.
You bet.
We need to take a break for the news now. When we come back, we'll talk with the leaders of Fox Lake to see what's happening in Fox Lake. So stay right with us. You're listening to Community Comment on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Hi, this is
In just a moment here. First, wanted to remind you that community comment. Send it to the Daily Dodge TV studios with Terry Bell for more of today's community comment.
Thank you very much, Jake, and welcome back to everyone listening. This is Community Comment. In the second half of our show today, we're going to be talking about things happening in Fox Lake. Joining us today are City Administrator Kelly Crombie and Mayor Todd Bednarik. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being on the show with us again.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
It's been a long time. We're going to have you on more often in 2026. I think that's an exciting opportunity. Well, like a lot of places in Wisconsin, Fox Lake is dealing with a housing shortage. But you're also dealing with some solutions to that, and you have some topics to talk about today.
Sure. So like everyone else in Dodge County, housing is an issue. Right now we have a number of housing options, kind of something for everyone. We have 72 apartments going up. We have some zero lot line duplex condo type units, as well as some single family homes. So I think the mayor and the council have been working hard to fit every type of option that people might want in Fox Lake.
Yeah, absolutely. Where are the people who are going to be living in these units? Where are they working? What are they doing in the community?
Some are retired. Some have families in Fox Lake. Some work in Beaver Dam, Fond du Lac, the Madison area. We kind of see people stay both locally as well as go outside of Fox Lake for work.
Certainly, and I understand that some of the money that's making this possible is coming from the Dodge County Community Grant, which is a program that's really making a splash in communities all over Dodge County.
We were really blessed to get that, and it was $100,000 that Kelly wrote to apply for in that, and we have got developers agreement we had in place already, and right now there's, on part of that money that we're gonna use that for is there's 3 houses all shelled in already too. So I mean, they'll be ready to go, I would think sometime late spring. So yeah, we're moving forward with it. It was always a good thing.
Absolutely. How much more difficult would this mission be without the help from that grant?
I think the help from the grant really put it across the finish line and getting the infrastructure put in. Infrastructure's gone up incredibly, putting in new water and sewer lines and putting in a street. And to have the help from Dodge County as a partner in this project really made it work. And to get to where we needed to get to with little homes, so they could start building their 8 homes. Really appreciative of Nate Olson and Cameron Clapper from the county and the county board for their help on that. I think it's a good program. First rollout of it. There's a number of projects they've also approved. I think in Horicon, Beaver Dam, Waupun, maybe a few others, but it's been a good program for us. And really appreciative of Nate and Cameron, especially at the county, for their help.
Yeah. It's really been nice is because you look at it too is that sales tax should help everybody, and we're all in this together. I mean, it's a win-win because of the housing, and the county gets tax out of it, we get tax out of it, we get people coming to Dodge County to live in that too, so it's a win-win, and it was just a great deal on the county supervisors and that have the vision to go forward with that.
Certainly. I have a couple of updates to share. Speaking of economic development, about a couple of businesses in Fox Lake that are going to be growing and continuing to contribute to the local economy.
It's been really a blessing for us for Libre Meats because, I mean, I don't think they visioned the growth that they had when they first started, and we started working with them in 16 and 17, and they've expanded already, and I mean, it's just the employment they got. Some people live in Fox Lake that work there and that too, and the wages are decent. So it's very good on that. So you want to cover?
Yeah, also in the industrial park we have Sally Tomato, which is a online sewing supply company. They are adding on to their warehouse, so that's great for them. They started in Fox Lake in a garage basically. So Jessica and her team have really done a good job in growing in Fox Lake. We appreciate that they've decided to stay in Fox Lake too. Their business continues to grow, and we're happy to see them growing as well.
That has to be one of the exciting possibilities that online commerce helps create. Is you can put your headquarters anywhere really and be just as effective and just as successful.
Yeah,
she doesn't only sell in the United States too, because it's out of the United States is what she told me too, that she gets orders and everything. So it's good for
Internationally,
us.
she gets
Yeah, yeah.
orders.
It's good for us.
Oh, that's terrific. That's outstanding. Yeah. So, so they have plans to expand. Do we know like how many more people are going to be working, and what's the city's role in helping facilitate that growth?
So for Sally Tomato, the city, when they built their original warehouse building, it gave them some incentive to build there. There were no incentives on this, so we didn't have a whole lot of role in the new project, their addition. We've been partnering with them since they started in Fox Lake. I'm not sure how many jobs. I think for them, it's more about efficiencies. They're renting some of the former warehouse across town, so for them to be able to put everything into one building makes a lot of sense for them, and helps their workflow.
And keeps a
better.
successful business
You're right.
right there in Fox Lake.
Yep.
For sure. And how about Leroy Meats? Does the city playing any role in what's happening at Leroy Meats?
When that was just almost the same thing as Sally Tomatoes is. When they initially come up, then there was incentives to get them to town and that. And my philosophy, or our philosophy was too, is you always got to drive by, but you need a go-to place. And Leroy Meats has been a go-to place, no doubt about it. And then all of a sudden the Dollar General followed, and it continued to grow. And I mean, we've got like behind it now, there's a lot of housing going up behind there, and it helps the whole community grow.
You mentioned the good-paying jobs at Leroy Meats, and that's great. I also would probably guess that Leroy Meats is a destination for people who live, a fair drive away from Fox Lake. They're coming in from out of town to get their meats there.
Yeah. No doubt about it. And the same that they take their share, and it's a good place to shop, no doubt.
Very good. We need to take a quick break here, but we'll be right back. We're going to be talking about what's going to be happening with some construction on Highway 33 and what that's going to mean for people who live and work and do business in Fox Lake. So we'll take this quick break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Community Comment on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. This
The Daily Dodge TV studios, here's Terry Bell.
Thank you so much, Jake. We're talking with Kelly Crombie, the city administrator of Fox Lake, and Mayor Tom Bednarik about things that are happening in Fox Lake right now. If you have a question or a comment, especially if you live in Fox Lake, we invite you to join the program. You can call us or text us at 920-887-8585, or you can call our studio line at 885-4446. There's a couple of big road projects coming down the road, so to speak, and people and businesses and visitors are all getting ready for that. One is County Highway A, and the other is Highway 33, and I'll let you gentlemen take it from there.
Okay. The Highway A from 151 to Fox Lake was supposed to be done last year, but they postponed that to this year, so it'll be done in '26. And then the main one that's going to affect, well, the secondary one is going to be from Highways 33 and 73 by Randolph up to about the Quick Trip area will be done in '27. And then downtown Fox Lake will be done in Highway 28 from Quick Trip down to about the City Hall. So it's going to be a little, how would I say, a little confusing and that, but we are putting together kind of an ad hoc committee to address a lot of issues and help with businesses and that too. And we've got it started. We've got a few people that are on the committee already. So we're going to reach out to as much help as we can to our businesses downtown and on the edge of town.
So we're calling it the Fox Lake Construction Task Force, and we're going to invite any of the local businesses to participate in that task force. There will be 5 actual voting members, but everybody's input is welcome and appreciated when we start meeting here in '26 to start planning for the next year. But the main goal is kind of twofold. First, internally for people in Fox Lake, the businesses, et cetera, to have an email list and to provide information and updates about the construction. And then probably more importantly is, external communications and marketing to try and let the world know that we're still open and ready to do business in Fox Lake, and try and encourage people from the area to, come up to our restaurants and businesses and give us some support up here during construction.
Right. Can you give us a little bit of a preview of what you expect that message to be? Highway construction can be very disruptive. Some people, potential out-of-town visitors may stay away because of maybe overblown concerns about the construction. Maybe once they get there, that it's not as bad as maybe they once thought. What sorts of messages do you plan to get out there?
So I think the message is that we're open. You can park half a block away and on one of the side streets, and you'll be able to, go into State Street Pizza or the Fox Lake Lounge, or you could get up to the golf course and play around the golf. We have a lot of great recreational businesses in Fox Lake, and just trying to encourage people to come up. So, if you're coming from Beaver Dam, you can take 33, because 33 from Beaver Dam to Fox Lake would be open. And, you could park on Green Street half a block away and, get some pizza at State Street, go over to the Fox Lake Lounge or Copper Tap or any of the other places, grab a drink, and, maybe you play around the golf.
Certainly, and this has got to be especially important for Fox Lake. As you mentioned, Mayor, it's a community that really has a lot of visitors in the summertime, and a lot of people with summer homes and people who recreate in Fox Lake. Traveling is the lifeblood of Fox Lake, and highways and vehicles.
And to feed into Fox Lake too is like Highway P. They can come across and come. They'll probably be able to hit the Quick Trip, because I'm sure they're going to keep one lane open, or Iggy's Restaurant and that. And then if they have to, they can go down to College and catch the ones that Kelly mentioned and stuff like that too. So we're going to try to have your access. Here's how you can get there, or something like that too. So we're going to try to do as much as we can to help the businesses in town.
Sure. Walk us through the process that happens. I understand it, the process begins maybe 5 years in advance when businesses and residents are first notified, hey, this big disruptive project is coming, you need to start preparing.
Yeah, and so the DOT is going to send all the property owners letters periodically through the project. They've already had one public information meeting at City Hall about a year ago. But there's not a ton of support from the state on that. It's mostly going to be up to the locals and the businesses to promote their own business. We're at about 60% plans right now with the DOT, so they're still working on finalizing their plans that then are reviewed by our engineer and approved that way. So we're still working towards final plans, but yeah.
Will this impact businesses mainly, or some residences too?
So I think it's the biggest impact is going to be to the businesses because they're going to see a decrease in traffic because of the detour. So it'll affect residences too. I don't want to discount any impact on them, but the biggest impact is going to be on the businesses and getting through not one summer but 2 summers back to back with this project.
Yeah, for certain. But when it's done, I know nobody is really a big fan of road work, but once it's done, the improvements, I trust, will be considered worthwhile.
I hope so. I think they should be good for another 40 years. I think that was probably about the last time the road was completely rebuilt. Once that's done, we can rest assured that it's going to be there for a long time and serve our needs. So.
All they have to do is drive Highway A, and they'll tell how much of an improvement it's going to be.
Okay, that's a good point. Often when there's a major road construction project, it's not just the surface that gets fixed, but some infrastructure too. Is that part of this project?
Yes.
So we'll be replacing our water and sewer lines under the project, as well as some local electrical lines that we have in the right-of-way. Once that's the opportunity to fix them. Nobody wants to see the state come in and put a brand new road in, and then a couple years later, the city come by and say we need to upgrade the sewer line. So we're going to do all that as part of the project. I think that makes the most sense, and is a pretty standard practice to get that all updated.
Okay, and I'm just curious. I don't in Beaver Dam. Part of the issue is lead laterals, and that some of the street work being done in Beaver Dam is an opportunity to replace lead laterals, which is something that communities are mandated to do. Right. Is this going to be a part of that in Fox Lake?
Yeah, if any lead laterals are found during the project, we're working on inventorying them on State Street right now. We're not aware of any right now, but there may be some. So if they are found, they will certainly be replaced as part of that project.
Okay, very good. And I just want to be clear, this is affecting this work for the next couple of years. This is going to be affecting County A, 33, and 28?
No, 30. So County Highway A is being redone in 2026 this summer by the county. That's not a huge impact to Fox Lake. It's some impact, but 33 is being redone in 2 phases. The first phase in 27 from Highway 73 by Randolph to the Quick Trip area, and then in 2028 it's 33 from Quick Trip to where it turns by Mullins, and then a small part of 68, which is also State Street. So 33 will turn right by the Mullins Drive-In and go down to Beaver Dam, and then if you keep going straight though and don't turn, about 2 blocks of that is 68. So
okay,
State Street.
So 33 and 68.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I would want to make sure I got that correct. Wanted to get my facts straight. Gentlemen, we just have a few minutes left together. Anything else you want to talk up, brag about great things happening in your town?
Yeah, I think we're going to do our free pool day sponsorship program this summer again.
That's a great one.
Yeah, and so that means a lot to a lot of area families. And so we're hoping that people can come and enjoy a free pool admission in Fox Lake. That's paid for by local businesses and nonprofits in the area. So really appreciate everyone's support on that. That's been great. In my job, it's more complaints than compliments, but I think that's been one that residents, both visitors and people in Fox Lake and other communities have really been appreciative of. That's been a really good program.
what's so nice about that program, and Kelly won't take credit for it, but it was his initiative to try a trial on this one. And right now, it's to the point that we've got people asking us, how can we get into the pool sponsorship and stuff like that. And it's really, we've got other communities copying us now. But it's just, it's been a fantastic, for like Kelly said, you know, you got a family of 3 or 4 or 5, and you had to pay for it this way here. They can go up there every day. It's sponsored. They can swim. They got concessions up there, and it is a good program. Very good.
I want to thank the YMCA of Dodge County too. They provide all the lifeguards for us, so that's been a really good partnership on with our pool with the Y.
Well, that's outstanding. And so is it the city's responsibility to solicit the sponsors? It sounds like it is?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I'll be sending out emails to people who've done it in the past. They're also just welcome to contact my office if it's a new business that hasn't done it. And we're happy to work out any sponsorship arrangements.
Yeah, that is so great. And if, for anyone who's not familiar, in Fox Lake, you know, in most communities, when you go to a swimming pool, there's a fee to pay as you go in. But in Fox Lake, local businesses have that all covered, and the pool is free, whether you live in Fox Lake or not.
Yeah.
And what's nice about it too, if we get a rain day or something like that, most of the businesses, then all of a sudden we have ice cream, or we have things that they support for the days or so. It's a nice program and a summer program for not only the kids but the young adults.
And I imagine this is the time of year when this is the good season for lining up those sponsorships for the next summer.
Once February comes, I'll be trying to make sure we're getting those all filled. We already have a couple filled, but we haven't sent anything out yet. So
Okay. Do you happen to know off the top of your head how many businesses took part last summer?
So there's about 75 days in the summer. I want to say some did more than one, did a whole week, but I would say probably about 50 different businesses or nonprofits. A couple of individuals. I think the mayor sponsored one himself. A couple of other individuals in honor or memory of people have done a day too. So it's $200 for a weekday and $250 for a weekend day.
All right.
And that covers everyone's admission.
Many hands make light work.
Right.
Okay, very good. I'm afraid we're out of time, but it's been a pleasure having you back. We want to thank Kelly Crombie and Tom Bednarik from Fox Lake City Hall for joining us on today's edition of Community Comment on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Hi, this is